I started bodybuilding shortly after playing Division I basketball at the University of Denver. You know, basketball was my life. You know, basketball was my ultimate passion. It was something that I not only dreamt about, you know, I daydreamed about, but I made things happen. I mean, I was undersized and I was able to get a Division I scholarship. But I still remember thinking, like, what in the hell am I gonna do? I still remember the last game I played, and I was like, what's gonna happen now? Now I'm thinking, oh gosh, like there's no more hoops for me. I surely then realized that I needed to do something. You know, basketball players were just starting to lift weights, and it really wasn't like what you see in here. It was more like, you know, hang clean, power clean, stiff leg deadlift, maybe some lunges, squat, back squat, front squat, and bench press once a week. Bench press, that's it. When you're in college, you're thinking bench press every day, you know, but over here it's just once a week. So, you know, and then, you know, I started going there, and then I ran into a couple guys in a couple computer science classes I was taking, and they were really into bodybuilding. And I thought, all right, what's going on here? Because I'm looking at their wallpaper on their laptop, and I always had a hot girl on mine. You know, I had Brooke Burke on mine, half naked. I see theirs, and they've got Flex Wheeler, Sean Ray, Ronnie Coleman in these trunks. So I'm like, something's wrong here. Like, I got girls, I got, what's going on? So they're like, oh no, these are bodybuilders. I said, well, I get that, but how the hell did they get like that? I mean, the same questions that I'm sure a lot of you guys had, like, man, this guy is swole, man, like, how, like, whoa, tell me more. So they're like, hey, you can't go to a varsity weight room no more, you gotta come with us. So I started hanging out with these bodybuilders. I used to call them the meats. Yeah, so I go ahead with these meathead guys, I call them the meats, and man, their intensity in the gym, I was like, this is pretty impressive. These guys are getting after it in a different way. You know, when I played basketball and stuff, I got after it. But I'm watching these guys lift, and I'm also watching these guys help one another. So I thought even that was pretty cool. They were encouraging each other, and you know, nothing too wild, but I could see the camaraderie with it. I saw that, like, there wasn't really any hating going on. They were like, man, that's all you got? Let's do some more, and this and that. And it's like, okay. So they trained together, they ate together, they talked trash together. I mean, they did everything. I thought, man, maybe this is something that I should do, because I'm coming from a team sport, and I'm kind of missing that team component. So I started hanging out with these guys, and lo and behold, after 6 months, well, after a couple months, they're like, you gotta do a bodybuilding show. I'm like, man, there's no way I'm doing a bodybuilding show. This, man, I can't wear that. I'm wearing Jordan sneakers. I'm wearing the long shorts. I ain't getting up there in those little skinny trunks, man. I'm just not gonna do it. So I went to a couple bodybuilding shows, and after meeting a bodybuilder by the name of Claude Rule, he told me that I should give it a try. And I'm sure everybody's gonna do a bodybuilding show and has met the guest poser and whatnot, and said, man, like, maybe I could do this. And it was always cool because the guy actually said I should. So I thought, well, I guess if he's telling me I should try it, you know. So that was in November of 2002. So then in April 4th of 2003, I did my first amateur show, the NPC Northern Colorado, and didn't really know how to diet, but I literally would take out a page in Flex and ND and Muscle and Fitness of my favorite bodybuilders. I used to look at those guys because I thought, wow, like they know how to sculpt really good for like mass exercises. I always looked at like a Dorian or a Bonnie or a Jay, and then I tried to collectively make it my own in those magazines. And I was taking pictures every week since October 8th, 2002. Some people ask me, when did you start becoming a bodybuilder? I always say October 8th, 2002, because I took a photo of myself and I said, today's the day I'm going to become a bodybuilder. No more basketball, no more other sports. This is what I'm going to do. Let me ask you guys a question real fast. Can I be Phil, or do you want Mr. O? Talking right now. Phil? Okay. So, this is the dumbass, most worst diet plan I ever could think of. So I asked one of my friends, I'm like, so, hey man, like, so what do I do, bro? You know, it got me doing this show. And he's like, man, you just need to eat 50, 60 grams of protein and like 50 grams of carbs every meal, that's it. And I was like, really, that's it? He's like, yeah, all right, bet. So meal one would be like 7 whole eggs and like some turkey bacon, and then like, yeah, right? I mean, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And like for carbs, I'd have, well, I'm still in the college house, I'm still at the basketball house. So it ain't a bunch of clean food. So I'd have like cereal, like Special K with the berries in it and stuff, little flake berries. I have like Chipotle, because I lived 5 blocks away from the very first Chipotle, so I should eat there. This is the dumbest freaking diet. Like, I would never tell anyone to do this. But luckily enough, I was able to win due to the fact that I was probably training just as a bodybuilder now, and I was doing like these 2-hour weight sessions, and I was reading the magazine, and you know, over time, I mean, I was able to gain weight, but I weighed 180 pounds when I played ball in college. I weighed 190 my first show, so it wasn't, I mean, too dramatic. But only thing I really cut out was like the pizza and beer for my first show, which got re-implemented the minute I stepped off stage after my first contest, after winning. Really after that show, something changed. I was like, wow, like obviously, you know, winning anything, especially a bodybuilding show, it's your own personal achievement. And you know, I was really excited because throughout my collegiate career, I didn't get like the minutes that I wanted. I didn't get the high praise. I didn't score the winning buckets. You know, I went from being a top 100 senior in high school to not at all playing basketball in college. So it was really disappointing. I was really lost as a person. So I put, like I said, I put all of my energy into that sport. But bodybuilding was all about me now. I thought, wow, this is really cool. Whatever I put into this, I get out of this. Whereas in hoops, like you can score 50 points and still lose the game by 10, you know, it makes no sense. Before that actually happened, I remember in 2005, you know, I was really going through a lot of mess. Like when I say mess, like a lot of what I call hardship. You know, I was just the same broke-ass bodybuilder that a lot of people I see and I talk to on tour. You know, we all have the same story. You know, we're spending all of our resources just on the hope that, you know, we can be better in the gym. You know, staying busy, obviously working out, but you know, it wasn't up until the point where I got a phone call because I had met Jay Cutler and he had told me to give him some images and stuff, and he passed them around different people. But it wasn't until after that I started getting phone calls from companies. So in 2005, I was getting, you know, phone calls from like Steve Blackman from MD, Peter McDuff from now right from MD, but he was with Flex at the time. And you know, I was getting ready to get sponsored. I actually was sponsored going into the Junior Nationals, which we all know, like, that doesn't really happen. But I was really fortunate for that to happen because the day of the Junior Nationals, all I had was $43 to my name. That was it. I put like all my money into the show, and I remember because a month prior, there was a flood in Denver, and they're like, man, you guys get floods? Like, it's like very, very rare. And I was like, oh man, it's cool, like, you know, but I still gotta go to the gym. So I get into my car, and my car gets caught in flood out the whole thing. It was actually getting pushed by a bus. I had a guy in the bus, he was like, I'll just push you. So he pushes me, and then I'm on the phone. I call my friend up. He comes clear across town. He pulls me into it was actually into a mortuary. And it's kind of ironic, you know, like, you get caught in a flood, your car is dead, it gets put in a freaking mortuary. And all the headstones and everything when they create them. So here I am, you know, 5 weeks out from the juniors with no car, no money. And so I, you know, rode a bike, which was crazy. Here I'm trying to ride a bike, you know, big ass muscle guy, trying to ride a bike to work, you know, dieting, you know. I had to ride like probably like 7 miles, so that was a little odd. And then just hoping that I can make ends meet. So now I'm trying to work extra hours and this and that. And what it really told me was that if I really want something bad enough, I'm willing to do anything for it. I took no shortcuts. I made sure that if I needed more money, I begged for more hours. I remember guest posing for nothing and literally saying like, what can you give me? And they're like, well, we can give you little coupon cards to like the local chicken and rice place. So I was like, okay, bet. And here I am eating like dark chicken with rice and this and that. Damn well you're supposed to be eating like white chicken and weighing everything out. Back then I didn't even own a weight scale because I just figured, well, I got to do what I got to do just to compete. My food actually spoiled the day prior. I was thinking, how the hell can I get even worse luck? I had to beg to get a bigger room to get like a micro fridge and stuff. All my chicken was done. And you all know, like if your chicken's iffy, you don't do it, especially the week of the show. You know damn well you're gonna get sick. And it's a wrap. I basically carved up on asparagus and oatmeal. It was just weird, but came out looking good, I guess, And I still remember it because I did the pre-judging and Flex Wheeler was there, and I'm a huge Flex Wheeler fan. So Flex goes, hey man, look really good. I want to talk to you about possibly working for a machine. Well, I said, okay. So he buys me lunch, and my best friend was with me at the time. He actually was working and happened to be in town during the same weekend. And he goes, man, are you freaking out? I said, hell yeah, I'm freaking out. I'm talking to Flex Wheeler, man. Like this is awesome. And he goes, you can't pay for this meal, right? You ain't got no money. I said, I know, man. Shh. So now you're using like, your college mentality, is this like a company meal or like what's going on? So he was able to cover it, and I guess I still owe him a lunch or dinner or something. Don't tell him that, because I'm sure he'll probably have me taking him like Morton's or something compared to like a hotel. I remember doing that show, and I won that show. I got sponsored by AMI, so We Were Health and Fitness. And I remember taking that check, and I was like, all right, so what am I gonna do? What do you guys think I did with that check? Fix the car, right? Well, the car can be fixed. So the car was dead. It was done. And I don't know how to fix cars, so I was like, well, I know what I'm gonna do. We'll do another car. And the one thing I'm sure everybody does, and I'm sure a lot of guys do this. Then you get your car, what do? You go to the house. This is back in, now mind you, this is 05. Go to the house, pull out the CD magazine. Yeah. You like, all right, got the 6-disc changer. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go cruising, right? But I got to go to the gym. I was driving a Lincoln LS. Green, decent wheels, nothing too crazy. That came later, of course. I get rear-ended a half a mile away from my house. Here I am, like, again, saying, what the heck? So, I was able to leave that with a half-total car that was a clunker. So here I'm getting ready for USA, now with a beat-up car. Everybody at the gym, is like, man, like, Phil, like, you just signed on Flex, man, he's doing it, man. They're like, no, he's not, man. Look at that shit. Look what Weeder gave him. Look what they gave him. They couldn't even give him a nice car. It was literally like this. You win, you go all the way back, flashback to childhood, all ups and downs, mostly the downs. The times where you thought that you weren't good enough. You were faced with all of that. People making fun of you. I had to fight for a lot of things in life because I grew up in the inner city of Seattle, and where we grew up, the house that I was raised in, my parents still live in it. It wasn't good at all. We still have bars on our windows and doors. Like, we still have that. It was never nice at all. And I didn't have brothers or sisters kind of protect me and stuff, so you either had to learn how to fight or you had to learn how to run. Well, I did karate and I was on the track team, so I figured out both, right? And you learn a lot of different hardships, how your parents you know, went through stuff, but always, you know, managed to provide. A lot of times, you know, you have these flashbacks and there's like quick synapses of like all these events. And I just remember thinking all these times where I wanted to give up and I just kept going. And all these silly stories, like with the car getting broken down or my car getting broken into, not having the resources, and then you snap out of it and you're like, holy crap, I'm Mr. freaking Olympia. It was so worth it. And sometimes in life, it seems like we go through all these little turns and these Y's in the road, not knowing exactly where it's gonna lead. But every now and again, we hit a certain checkpoint where we do get some minor successes that if you really stop and smell the roses, you'll realize that all those challenges brought you to this checkpoint. All these Y's in the road that made you question certain things like, man, I should really stop this, or I should really do that. I'm really down on my luck. I really want to give up. And you really stayed, you know, positive. Now you're able to look back at it and say, you know what, all that crap was just complete bullshit and I hated it, but it was so worth it. You know, all that crap that I went through as a child, you know, high school, college. I mean, I'll be honest with you real fast. I don't really tell anybody this, but I was actually probably well, I know I was depressed. I was depressed in college because I didn't get the playing time I wanted, and I thought I was owed something. You know, because I would kick these guys' ass in practice. I was always the first to nail these drills, and I was the guy that thought that the coach was trying to screw me. And I would, you know, I had a really bad attitude after it, you know, because if coach said do this, do that, do this, and I'd be first and I'd not get playing time, I'd be like, well, what's your problem? And I used to get really angry about it to the point where I did attempt to kill myself a couple times. And it wasn't, obviously not successful, but I would, you know, be laying in the middle of the street on campus, hoping that someone ran my ass over. It was really, really dark. And I guess I brought it up because, you know, luckily, you know, I was saved from that. And I did give up on some things. And I was really angry. I was really bitter. I didn't watch a basketball game after I got done playing for 4 years. For 4 years. The only reason why I started watching it again is because one of my friends ended up playing here. Jamal Crawford, he played for the Knicks. And he and I were high school teammates. So the only reason why I started watching it is because of him and a few other guys. And I just hated it. I hated it. Because I thought something was stripped from me that I really cared about so much. But, you know, bodybuilding came about, and it really kind of helped me focus on myself. If I was angry, I went to the gym. I was happy, I went to the gym. The girl I broke up with was pissed at me, so I went to the gym. You know, whatever it was, I went to the gym.
Facts.
What's that?
I said facts. Like,
yeah. It's the gym. The gym always provided some type of. I didn't need, you know what's funny? I didn't need anyone around me. Sometimes all I needed was a tape deck, if that's what I had, or headphones with CD player, or whatever it was at the time. That's all I needed. And, you know, winning that first Mr. Olympia was like, whoa, this is nuts. I didn't grow up being a bodybuilder. I had no understanding what the hell it was, but it was like it called me and I answered it and I gave a damn about it and I won.